Actress Joan Collins has earned the proud title of Hollywood legend and continues to delight the public and her colleagues at the film workshop with her appearance. You will probably recognize her immediately from the photos, but the question of roles is likely to be stumped. The film star is known to us, first of all, for the role of Alexis Colby in the TV series Dynasty, and also as the older sister of the famous American writer Jackie Collins. Jackie passed away in 2015 from breast cancer after a 6-year struggle. You can't put up with it, you just have to learn to live with it, from an interview with Joan. Yes, perhaps there are no outstanding roles in her acting career, but this bright, active, cheerful woman impresses with her energy, fashionable images, and thirst for creativity. Joan Collins began her career in British films of the early 60s, and then made her way to Hollywood fame during the golden age of cinema. She turns 91 on May 23, 2024, and she doesn't stop. In 2022, Collins starred in the musical film Tomorrow Morning. In 2023, she published her memoir, Behind the Shoulder Pads, Tales I Tell My Friends, and went on a UK tour with the same title. Collins was born in Paddington in 1933. Her father, Joseph, was an agent for pop stars, and for a time, the Beatles, and her mother, Elsa, was a dance teacher. The family home has always been full of artists, so Collins wanted to do show business from a young age. His acting career began in the production of A Doll's House in London in 1946 while studying at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, and at the age of 17, she played a juvenile delinquent in the film I Believe in You. The Association of Photographers recognized her as the most beautiful girl in England. However, when the newspaper asked her father what he thought, he replied, "I'm amazed. She's a pretty enough girl, but nothing special." The gateway to Hollywood was the role of Princess Nelifer in Land of the Pharaohs, to which she was invited by American director Howard Hawks. A year later, she signed a contract with 20th Century Fox and was advertised as the new Elizabeth Taylor. Natural beauty and stateliness helped to get roles. At the age of 22, Joan starred in the biographical film The Girl on the Red Velvet Swing about Evelyn Nesbit, who was considered the most beautiful girl in New York. But the career that began in the 60s also quickly faded away. In her first films, she played bad girls, and perhaps it was this role that played a cruel joke on her. In her memoirs, she writes, "It was a time when actors, directors, and producers considered it their right to choose pretty young actresses and treat them as they want. It was very sad." Her first marriages followed one another. Joan wrote a lot about this time, and not always in a personal way in her books. Collins was married 4 times before she found her love, producer Percy Gibson, whom she met while filming the 2000 play Love Letters. From the 2011 memoir, The World Through Joan's Eyes. For those women who are looking for a life partner, the old saying that a man is like a bus, and if you wait long enough, there will be a suitable one, is true for a reason. By this time, Collins already had 3 children. 2 by writer and singer Anthony Newley, and a daughter by Ron Cass, an American music director. Actually, in the 1960s, she gave up cinema precisely in order to raise children. Collins called the years from 1970 to 1975 almost perfect. She cooked dinners, was a mom, and could walk around the city in peace since she was not yet widely known. But the divorces practically ruined her, and she had to earn a living. She darted between California and the UK in search of roles on television and in films, acting in not the highest quality, and sometimes quite explicit films. The condemnations and ridicule didn't bother Joan much. They call me an ostrich. I can get upset for an hour or a day, but then I bury my head in the sand and go on with my life. It wasn't until the 1980s that Collins played the biggest role of her career femme fatale, Alexis Colby, Carrington, in the TV series Dynasty. She played Alexis for almost 10 years. This role made her the highest paid actress on television for a while, and she appeared on countless magazine covers. The iconic image of Alexis was created by Joan herself. After the films Stud, Bitch, I came up with an image that I began to adhere to in life. Long hair, smoky eyes, and bright lipstick. Therefore, when Dynasty and Alexis Carrington appeared in the 1980s, her image had already been created. In addition to a successful acting career that spans 75 years, Collins is a dedicated philanthropist. She sends her donations to charities to find a cure for breast cancer, as well as to various children's foundations. For her charitable work, Queen Elizabeth II awarded her the title of Dame in 2015, after she was awarded the title of Knight Commander of the Order of the British Empire in 1997. So much has been written about Dame Joan Collins, and so much has been written by her, written honestly, openly, ironically, that one way or another, you begin to respect the mistakes of youth, difficult decisions, the wisdom of the years you have lived, and of course, her advice on how to stay active and beautiful at that age. In an interview, she admitted, "Honestly, for me, every day is a bad hairstyle day. That's why I wear hats all the time, and wigs. Why not? I like long hair." The Hollywood actress never tires of repeating that beauty begins with the skin. She is deeply convinced that taking care of her should be daily and regular, without a break for weekends and holidays. Joan got Botox injections for the first time at the age of 78. However, this was the only time the actress turned to the services of an invasive anti-aging procedure. Collins prefers a good layer of high-quality foundation to the intervention of a cosmetologist and especially a plastic surgeon. Bright lipstick, especially for older women, is a great chance to add brightness to the image, as well as distract attention from skin imperfections. Joan always does her own makeup. When I was 17 years old and I was sent to professional makeup, the makeup artist, who was a very old man, started spitting on mascara. Then I thought, you can easily do it yourself. And without her jokes, Joan has always been partial to decorative cosmetics. Her beauty idols were classic movie stars, Marlene Dietrich, Greta Garbo, Ava Gardner. I have learned beauty tips from many of my fellow actors, and I was lucky enough to learn from one of the legendary Hollywood makeup artists, Alan Snyder, who created the image of Marilyn Monroe. She believes that many women do not realize and underestimate the great instantly transformative power of makeup, with which you can lose 10 to 15 years. The so-called natural look, according to Joan, is just an excuse for laziness and indiscipline. She even founded her own cosmetics brand, which she named after herself, Joan Collins Timeless Beauty. In addition to decorative cosmetics, Joan created her own perfume, a feminine fragrance called I Am Woman, which means I am a woman. This is one of the actress' favorite perfume compositions. This perfume, according to Collins, accurately conveys her strong, independent character. The star of Dynasty is the owner of a beautiful figure and has always been so. The film star prefers only high-quality products and practices a complete rejection of fast food. Self-discipline is not that difficult, says Joan. I grew up in an era of austerity. We didn't have any junk food. We were given fish oil and greens every day. Therefore, I am sad that now many women abuse the wrong diet and large portions, losing the joy of life. No wonder one wise man said, "Life is in motion." Looking at the brilliant Joan Collins, you realize how true these words are. Despite her age, the actress trains daily for about half an hour in the gym with a personal fitness instructor and also does swimming. But the key to preserving youth is not only in external activity and movement, it is important what is inside. I've worked hard all my life. No one has served me everything on a platter. Now I'm in good shape and healthy, so every morning I wake up thinking how lucky I am. Advice from the star: always be energetic and enjoy even the little things, then fate will reward you for a positive attitude to life. Advice from the star: when it comes to fashion and style, her advice is equally candid. It's about developing a certain image that you know suits you, she says, rather than slavishly copying things. Style is to know your body, your hair, your eyes, and choose those things in which the advantages can be emphasized and the disadvantages hidden. You have to find your image and your style, and remember comfort. After all, if you are uncomfortable, it is immediately noticeable. Unfortunately, today, when the media pays too much attention to young people, some women over the age of 40 begin to feel unsexy. The fact that there are many women who look amazing and are much younger than their biological age seems to be overlooked. Dame Joan Collins is celebrating her 91st birthday, and we can hardly find a more convincing proof that age is just a number. She continues to inspire many women around the world with her approach to life and age-defying looks. Adored by millennials, mothers, and grandmothers, she breaks down stereotypes about women her age and teaches us not to be afraid of aging and to do it beautifully.